the national youth organizer of the new patriotic party, Yera Mustapha Salam, wabeka yensa na enchepi ena mbia manyuko so lanche manifesto na yebehwe manifesto no mu titiriw de ewomu a eye mabunu enso echefa na yene no ebetwetwe enkomo watena se edada enenso yefiada bia nso yebekɔ juma yebekɔ juma na Agi Mustapha, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam ta'ala wal barakatuh.
Na umpa muti say
nyame adom odi akyɛn anapa wei danka wo Arabic e was ra danka me de kaifa halid beka ho no waka say alhamdulillah fantastic
say you free asie bismillah
ay bismillah
na fe ayende alhamdulillah
yeah and alhamdulillah me ti say Salam, no. One of the 99 names of Allah, Nyankopon, 99 names over the Holy Quran.
Holy Quran.
Salam, yeah, one of them.
Okay.
Under normal circumstances, no, there should be a differentiation between an ordinary person bearing the name and Nyankopon, no, ejina ho sonko.
Yes.
Na ya yen ye atu yen no ye de bibi eka ho ekire say de bi wo nya Nyankopon akwa. It usually there should be Abdul attached to the salam.
Okay.
Abdul Salam.
Abdul Salam.
Oh ya akwa.
Yeah, Nyankopon akwa. Oh, okay.
That's right.
Wow. Me ma minua okoware alaji bi enti ye na wode ekoware ni nyina o ma obi adi mi din di awal yeah
that's right edeja ye bepe kwan na ye do akomeka wo ba na pe alaji awal
eno anu ma
wie
na wonim se da bia so se e ba so omo kwa akochin kronkron na me kwa mimi uni baby ameko
baby
because Saudi ameko Riyadh.
Oh sir, that's right.
Na me wo ho na me nam wa oh yeah na very interesting very interesting na eti ombeko akoye say umra o say hajj na omko ba nam ni wo nyina
ade woni mu pa o
papa teria hodie oh minimum pa woye nanu ebibi amanyuko na memfamfiri so far campaign aprobo awoko etisen
yo medase mamincha etiefo nyina ene ahwefo nyamincha de ya she campaign ase a campaign no akoyie pa in fact ye share with 16 regional tour eno ena ye Franka Tuni Dr. Veep Bawumia edi share into your 16 regions nyina eno ase yekoye kokoko ye de enidie ekosi regions no edi ebuo ema ahemfo eni empenyimfo ansana ye wie eno ye de constituency campaign ashase so far constituency campaign so kwame kuma tikese we dey enye obi e na be catch obi because evidence no dey our bonting send ya je abo aso Dr. Mahmoud emu edom omo be shano be bia okobia and the our bonting ema obia ehu campaign no has been fantastic che say yen kra no ye wo campaign no no sometimes it me drew baby na ya no na you know abroya so because you himself crop for beba but the level at which crop for beba no far exceeds our expectation. In fact, me started presidential campaign ache in fact Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo 2010 presidential primaries and I started AD presidential campaigns.
Okay, bare 14 years ago.
14 years ago. Ye Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo presidential campaign. Odin Kunim sign Etu Frankama MPP. Ye the call 2012 campaign. Medina Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo echisa only Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia echisa from 2010 no, all the way to 2016 time I really elections no. And I've said this time without number. Although me who say, you know, yedi echre Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo no. Although I did the echre Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Dr. Mahmoud bear times 10. That's the level of the popularity and although Uncle for Ewoma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Edi na masadi ba.
Ne ahumbrasiye. Ne ahumbrasiye. And ne nimdie. So would or kasana would tie ne nsem a or kana. Ube who say papa no o nimdie. O nimdia o kano. He understands what he's talking about. He knows his stuff. Oh. And on your obia, you know, say original also obekasa, he doesn't understand the situation in which we are. Or him say Ghana ahonchire aba, ahonchire akosoro. Kwan ben ena yebefa so amasa ohaw no abrase e de ama Ghana for. And I think say we tie the campaign, we follow campaign trail now. Say no also hear the campaign. Near ato Ghana for, you know, akumemu. And intina bebia yebekubiano. There's that overwhelming love for him. Ndra may share videos of the campaign. Ewo domi kwabenya. You know, me who I say goosebumps ebe kami. Goosebumps ebe kami.
And no, I said there was heavy traffic.
There was heavy traffic. You know, on this stretch of the road, Domi Kwabenya Hacho and the environs.
Wow.
Nkrofo pie bae because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enti nyame chade ye da nyame ase say one man is such a formidable candidate. And che bia your opponents catch and say, oh, se moko mu presidential primaries na moko tuaba na muyi Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ye de yenye campaign bio. What is Salam Mustapha? Obviously, Mahmoud Bawumia the cool chop.
Because can say, we track through, we say head of economic management.
And there they are sweating like pregnant, you know, fish. If you free 81, Obama said there be Adiano and that form senior na obuhuno no. I said 2022. Now I imagine say, oh, Abani do ma fewie. Into that time, no man started teacher positions. Kura, no be di minister, no be di deputy minister, no man started lobby But you know, I can say with all certainty, say the Pharisees that you know we have seen, the Egyptians that we saw, we shall not see them again. The Egyptians will disappear. As for John Dramani Mahamad or your history. Nyame by the grace of God, he will not return. He will never return again as president of the Republic of Ghana. Ejuma yaye, 16 regions are call ye. Ejuma baku standing out. Emma Dr. Bawumia campaign. You know, ejina mupa na Youth Connect. Youth Connect. Yes, she ejuma no. Ye the idea echo two presidential candidates ni. Say we share about two way. Ebebunu ene dosu pa. Also no, we will be a pep bebuniasem. Yeah, you know, yeah, domunina no, yeah, bebunu. Inti, I think say, we campaign, yenya mre, campaign no. Na, ye ne mebunu, ya chuchun komo. And wha or jitu say, ampa, we de say yenye. Inti, say, me kobe bia, yenko na yenko Youth Connect. Inti, we share Youth Connect, ye 16 regions na. I can tell you, say, not a single region. Young for Bebunu Bear 2,000 in our hall. No, not a single region. In fact, poly.
Almost mo basi.
Debi organic. In fact, we share constituency based and mama evidence. And chira say near air cost on organic. And you say ye basi nkrofo. Ye 3 constituencies in a day. A day biano ye 3 constituencies. Now we share saying their constituencies no so you know etwa soma obi enko fa you know nkrofo enfi another constituency. And ban the constituency because ye free one constituency ye call the other constituency into no I say ye free abetifi ye call maybe in prior so now nkrofo mo abetifi no omo sorry enko prior so omo prior so twenye because you have to mobilize your people and wait for us. What I say into within the constituency no omo and mobilizing but so all the people you are seeing and within a constituency yen ko basi nkrofo and 3 different constituency and fa more say ye ba be chere numbers. We are not doing that. Say NDC for no your margin say ye basi bi na ekoswa we see election results no eba hona ombeto mo piga pa they are Madam Mensa. You know, Abe declare, you know, who has won the 2024 election. That's the day they will see that the numbers were indeed organic and not mobilized. The man is drawing large support out there. We understand, say, the situations are difficult, but in him we also find a friend. In him we find a leader. In him, we find Obia Oye empathetic to the Ghanaian people. And in him, we find a problem solver. And in Yamin Chadie, I have every trust. And I'm sure, you know, Omudom, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Ebeto Abamano, no, Omunim said, Bibi strong con, Papa Numua, Yamin Chadie, to Abanomana, or the Society Kupa Beba Ghana.
I see. Now, Mammy, what can you TD? Minim se momo bibi ema mebunu se de wadi ka kan but na no so a NDC for no launch wo mo manifesto no wo mo bo 1 free senior high wo mo betrem I expanded to even the private schools
wo mo bo ya no mo mpe
o se
wo mo mpe free SHS
afei enu ye 5 key social interventions containing 2024 afei no academic fee policy for all first year students in public tertiary institutions. And what the almost can say, most of my children universities, technical universities, polytechnic colleges of education, nursing training colleges. But they been with the say, technical universities, you know, and until I'm yet to seek clarity on that. I feel one may introduce you SLTF, support for continuing students. One may introduce you free tertiary education for persons with disability. Ghana medical care. And no, Mahama care no. They support more chronic diseases like kidney failure and cancers, sickle cell.
Manifesto.
Provide free sanitary pads for female students in basic and secondary schools.
Debbie cry.
Why?
Omo campaign no omo manifesto dubbed version of the MPP manifesto and dubbed version of MPP policies.
Oh, how?
Oh yes, without a shred of doubt. The first person Oshebo say Oba people with disability would go to university free Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Or no enoka first. Say under or no tenure as president, people living with disability would go to university free. Until there's no doubt about it. And no yanom akodabi edia share or more manifesto mo. Yeah, any problem. As for the ideas, here will be brave. In the time, we will churn out new ideas. Omondabe. So many things are a manifesto mo. See Children's Hospital. You can say we are building 650 or so bed Children's Hospital I think Anyaso Utum thereabout also. As we are speaking, construction is ongoing. So into Babe Day, are there MPP already near now? Almost say they reduce the cost of data. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia can want some. Taxes I see ye almost be afao. Into a bibia MPP say ye be a NDC for some baby. Now here. There's something that Ghanaians and train or margin and Korea. The opposition party must show say you have overwhelming ideas. Bibi strong ebetimi as some minor from the way I mo say abino enya dia mo policies no e say enya strong kra a chain near abino eye. Unfortunately, everything NDC edit to Jabia, there's nothing original and new about it. Abine way enya bibi and found. In the 8 years of Matnefio, till date, NDC doesn't have any superior policy. One, say, we say dollar akosoro and nukre. So far, they haven't shown us a way omo bar omema dollar kofum. No any policy. Rather, yen ayewa baimu problems no aba ye deal with no. Yen ena ye di solution. Aba say in Nyamicha de Ghana photo aba mayem bioma. These are the policies ye di betuja. Na etimi a puli dollar no. Aba from ama sidi no na honde apeja ka ho. Enti say NDC for no de won't you masi it's a very lazy party. Empty manifesto. Completely empty manifesto. Bogus. Omo manifesto no ye bogus. Just say bibi fufro kra enim obeka say we de NDC for no o ma chese o mo adwen you know they can think outside the box. They have the brains, you know, the mental capacity to think outside the box and proffer deep, far-reaching solutions to deal with the problems of this country. That's not what they have done. Rather, no, you know, a policy.
Because as a policy back I think 3 billion. At the training Nipa youth no for coders no near the idea.
Oh, danke. Me baho.
Okay. I'm chill.
Say bano. Wohwe nia ye de tudwa. Say ye be yama you know bebunu ye wo oman we. Very clear and categoric. Say ye 21 million youth in ICT. Na adentia kwame chromatic here. Ye po yempo ewiase edani. We are going into the blue revolution. And I'm about the fourth industrial revolution.
Yes.
You like it or not, we are going inside. In fact, I be dear so. So as a leader, you must prepare your youth for this period, for this fourth industrial revolution. Into Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia started this digitalization. No? It was with the firm understanding, say the world is gradually changing into a digitalized, you know, era. And anything ono a champion of digitalization no into otiasia from the word go say this is where the world is going into my entity ye bebu no in the area of coding, software development and the various AI you know tools eno sesia eno na edi akotene ewe wiase eche bia last week and 2 weeks ago me kind news item about Amazon omayi nkrofo 12,500 AD. Omashre, you know, almost source of income. Adentia industrialization. The fourth industrial revolution. Ekoso digitalization. The artificial intelligence. And no affecting most of the jobs are on here computers and so yen as I said yen training your youth no montias here now omunya entity omunya skills no in the digital
because now
world.
I think is it Fiumicino Airport which is Italy Rome now on say now no say odu airport nka obi obeso bag mu obe check in ama wo obe we wo nyine say one
machines
now.
Okay, now with the passport, you know, I to so now scanning, na be gate amount. Check in. Now why you check in? Now what print it out?
I print it out.
Now walk about it. And that is why Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia on who I did way a long time ago or your book in 2010.
But Mama say, Accra Digital Center or Commission EBA. Emma because a journalist in the club Busan say, and a man no say Bibi Corso. Bibi Corso. His son said spiritually and then physically. Nipa be brani efe for money. To say no journalist now will be some question because Sabrano what commission to one to the near fair money.
Oh man, penny you serious on Casa.
Oh, I'm being.
Me who's that video no? Me who's that video? But sebi o man penny that I grow when it needs too much.
What have you?
Pa.
Most of my baby a friend of any. We have baby a moon. Oh,
no,
sir.
We are talking serious business,
sir.
Uncrofo unkwa. Don't come and be telling us and obiako fro obini. I didn't we are obi. It's not just building, you know, a you always see a day and a policy. MPP, Accra Digital Center, MPP and a buyer equip with the necessary equipment, the manpower, and you know, everything that is happening at the Accra Digital Center. MPP and Ayabeshe. The first CEO was Kofi Ofosun Cancer. Alcohol, not be anyhow. It was just buildings and an ACO.
Oh, okay.
And a young man taking the time, you know, as she share various, you know, departments, any, you know, equipment. Akadia omuhiya so on be ejuma. Ama honomo estati ejuma. So oman penyi dada, you know. When to me anya de no nti or doing say bibiano, you know, a grossem, because that was how his presidency was run. Not just on your serious.
But on to me nkase.
On your serious.
On to me nkase. Champagne passe. The commissioner de no. A commissioner wi. Ama nsentwofo nyina de akire. Enti nipa bia to say or no journalist no obusan question no. So as well who they are, then spiritually and physically bibi akoso.
And yes, spiritually. You know, there's nothing spiritual in Juma way. Bibi no a spiritual. Bibi a na physical. So woko ho na nkrofo ye Juma wo ho. So be hu se nkrofo ye Juma wo ho. Say nye moti na wo. But
anya nwanwa say, the wo kan say obetumi akọ commission wo bra efidie ni bibi aka de bi anim.
No, we say a dada sem. Adankwa dada do politics no. No na aye NDC for no ma. Anything na omo bre no. Wo form green book. Nyama ne bebre omo say omayo green book. Wo ko form any. That is the NDC kind of politics. Oh, deceit, lies, propaganda. No omo de aswa omo ho omo ti so. E de adware omo ho. Omo bibia adada any intro. So I'm not surprised. Say, you know, omampanyi dada won't me anya bibia Ghana for asona hwe won't me anya dwuma no. Ye tu aba etia no. And there you know, a kwan so say, you know, ye vote man biom. Na on some better so enye den ye nyina ye hu would be speaking as though problem won't me solve a spiritual intina nkrofo
obi atwe adwene gina so say oye okay ye fancy granted say na bibi anim ba obi ene siye ene obi di equipment abegum obi asa test me kura say me kan just say na say ye mo be fan nurses 100,000 15,000
yes
senka mama parents no when see rage when see University of Ghana Medical School when see when senka mo fan nurses here mo nya ba bi for
a very lazy argument.
Why?
Very lazy argument. Ye ba ye Nanado Danko Kufuado ye see hospitals ye see from scratch to finish 20.
Hey,
yes, 20.
Sir.
Yes. This minus agenda 111. Oh, we interviewer, Mr. Nyama. One, those I can count. I know off head. Those that I have been to. Oko Secretary Akotombra. Juma. As we speak, semi-trantroa. You are a journalist, wet your salt.
Okay.
So besides Secretary Akotombra. Yes. Whether the hospital has been completed, there or not. I can talk of such a Dumasi. Afram playing such a Dumasi.
Okay.
There's one day MPP. Chassis from start to finish. Tepa.
Yeah, Tepa.
Mm-hmm. So off my head, I've mentioned about 3-4.
And I'm say a dance area.
Yes, I can pull it. Me phone so.
Okay.
Yes, you from scratch to finish. Yeah, can say Juma 20 under NPP, and this minus agenda 111. Agenda 111 so far. Yeah, commission one. I started Juma. I think a chance also.
Okay.
I started Juma. By December, about 45 or 46. Beye Juma. And that is where the nurses, are needed. And yes, sir, and I reach hospital and UGMC. Me say, Kwame Nkrumah here. There is no single hospital. Mahama started here NDA. No single hospital.
UGMC.
Professor Mills started here.
Now, Professor Mills,
David. It is not a Mahama project. Let's get it clear.
He was vice president.
They have taken every glory of John Evans Atta Mills away and given it to John Dramani Mahama because he was a lazy president. He didn't do anything. There's no single legacy to John Dramani Mahama's name. That's a single legacy. Go and look at who commissioned, who cut short for the project to start. It was Atta Mills. Just say ya papa ni din every bibia ho e da koshe John Dramani Mahama. So not a single project John Dramani Mahama can point say we meme legacy e Ghana. All other presidents, bet me we remember them by their legacies. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Nyamin Chadie, free SHS, he will be remembered for it. Agenda 111, he will be remembered for it. Even though Agenda 111, the idea came from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Kumawu Water Project.
Yes.
Kajetia Terminal. It's Mama.
Kajetia, as we speak, we have done the phase 2 of Kajetia, but we are not making noise about it. Make about hospital.
My house is here.
Say, other projects are. What we have, done is far more on the scale of what the NDC did. Hospitals, airport, almost Terminal 3. MPP, Uko Kumasi, look at the scale of the Kumasi, international airport. Tamale, state of the art, terminal, IAC, Ewo Tamale. So, how does one person build just one terminal at Kotoka International Airport? Now, also on the Oya Ajenkwa, he's a nation's builder. Whilst Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has built two international, standard, terminals in this country. Tamale, any Kumasi.
Kumasi di eno so omo shasi o.
Ma je bibiase. Omo echo extended runway kakra. And omo jai. That was the only thing they did there. In fact, we have gone further to extend the runway and we have built the terminal. And they said like a bit Maka said, even huge in most of these hospitals you are talking about, they are Eurojet projects.
Yeah,
under President Kufuor.
I know. Is it Tamale or Bolga?
Yes.
And Sewa.
A lot,
but I'm on your phone. Mokasa, Moka MPP legacy. If you are going to free Kufuor, Namodi Aba, Nanado, Namodi Ababesi, Sana ya Namodiba. It will be Bakasa. Say at a meals in a year. Mahama Betwasu. Entino, Uncle say a legacy.
Yeah, Baba, UGMC na complete. They were not equipment. And they didn't have operational funds. Into all that work was done by the NPP. It was operationalized under NPP. Yes. And I think we did the phase 2. Also. Yes. I said, they see buildings in a CEO. In the center of Mukasa, and you see UGMC. I said, now UGMC, Juma Sana, John Dramani Mahama fee. So that is not true. That is not accurate. That's false. And true. Almost see buildings, JS, MPP, and in fact, the buildings, we have to finish part of the buildings and put in the machines, and found the operational money for the hospital to start. And then the other phase has also been done.
Operational money to kickstart it.
I cannot vouch. I cannot. The former president was so poor at leadership that I cannot vouch. Say under his leadership.
In what sense?
Every sense. Every sector, we outperformed John Dramani Mahama. Every sector. Sports.
One kai pokuasi interchange say ni pension
John Dramani Mahama insa any pokuasi interchange.
But one secure scan to
the answers of parliament are clear. The answers of parliament are clear. Nanado Dankwe Kufado and Oko Pesika Edibaye, I think it was from Korea. Also. Inti Nisa any design. From the design to sourcing of the fund, Nina Nanado Dankwa Akufuado. John Dramani Mahama any Sabia Ewo.
But I heard the narrative say Omodiano, na ye 3 tier. Mobile na variety drawings no me the idea na modi call for.
NDC for Santa Ucho was who say omunye serious. Omuni vision. No problem, I don't know.
Even the
Ghana for Betemia, NDC is not the option. Like any party, as I say, yeah, man, yourself crowd omunye serious.
Sir,
it's too much of a joke.
Yeah, almost back can say. We have far economy now. Baby, I'm far dollar free. Baby, I'm the dollar. Abe fuel. Net that say number yakusi.
Yes.
It almost you poorly manage the economy. Yeah, what is answer?
Oh, yeah, I've heard them. And of course, we don't take only credit. We take criticisms as well. Baby, I to sing. We admit. Vice President Kasa Anano, in his press engagement, he admitted. So, of course, if you ask what to crime, just tell me one country in the world. Bibia bo enkosoro. Just one.
Now Israel meto insu bottle we say.
Yeah.
$3. One bottle.
Now that can be so almost say a year ago na you saying you would have seen thank you. On mine bia ewo ewiase ha. Aturencham atono. But of course, here in Ghana, it has touched us too. And that's why we need a more competent leadership to navigate our way out of the wilderness. John Dramani Mahama, he didn't deal with, factors that, affect the entire world, exogenous factors. A pandemic in the proportion of COVID. I shut it down. If we have economy, obia etino, obia a lockdown. Production went to zero. Economies went down. No, NDC never went through that. But Nanado Dankwe Kufado, Honor Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, on my fame, a whole year, economies were down. Of course, we are feeling it. But it will take leadership to get us out. Inflation echoes all the way to about 54%. And then you can say 20%. Dollar still echoes And we share the dollar politics in the world, you will understand what is going on. The race between America and China and so on and so forth. At the point, China could devalue currency, the renminbi.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Because they realized that the Americans were becoming notorious for, the problems that were happening, and that it was going to weaken their economy. So they went and devalued the renminbi to make their exports competitive. Europe, their currency depreciated, the pound depreciated, the euro depreciated. Every single currency in this world has depreciated. Yeah, you see this is so form, and that's why we have seen say dollar CD relationship, senior ST. But Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Ede Adwinfo Furaba said, look, the over reliance on the dollar for transaction is what is giving us problems. And let's find a different way to trade. We have gold. Gold to say a currency. And you come and trade with us. You bring your dollar. We'll trade with you in gold. We hold the strength of our CD. And no. Simple as that. What follow Russian politics, Kakra? Why is Russia so strong in the midst of all the sanctions?
Because our economy is strong.
Good. The thing Russia has done is that you cannot trade with Russia with any other currency than the ruble. Simple.
No.
So
the currency,
it is the Uber talk Russian oil. Say na ubenya ruble bia na wabetu omkano omdemo fa ho.
And natural gas no one bebre.
Europe. Yes. Europe is omo obeto ama China. China better, Iran better, North Korea better. So they have trading partners and they take it in the ruble. That's exactly the direction Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is taking us. Let's maintain the strength of our own currency. That's all. Until you bring your currency, your dollar, we'll trade with you in gold. We'll use gold and stabilize our simple. Wait, this kind of solution, I was expecting that.
But say it's a scam. You probe into do this gold for oil.
Over here.
About the dear buyer.
Only buying the bill.
Wow, say na mukika I say chinchina kan mo mfa ma no ani ade ade no.
And say yen na yen fa ma no. Ghana for ento aba ma no.
Oh, okay.
Now yen hu na mamu. Because he says we have short memory. No, we don't have short memories. Yet to abatia no 8 years, just 8 years ago, and I to abatia no. We know how bad a leader he was. The most corrupt Ghana has ever produced. From vice president, and a katashishe.
But Bibia, a ye crown number somebody Airbus scandal. She's a crown court to no court in because ni for Mubia.
Crown court and Casaro. A deferred judgment, a deferred prosecution. Omanka said they are going into the details of it and make a criminal, case out of it. A deferred prosecution. Into that, and that is why I think that the OSP didn't do us any good. Should have gone into the details of the matter. Sir. Not just what the Crown Court has said. The Crown Court was clear that government official one interfered in the transaction or any personal emails. Now we Airbus fear Ford and the obit me in Wayfield.
Oh, Ford and the it has been dealt with.
It has not been dealt with. Or Gianna Wanje.
No, OJ.
It's okay. No. No explanation. No explanation. OJ. Ukai Amajaro. The Cotton Amajaro case.
Oh, no, sir. Now it was shrouded in suspicion.
John Dramani, me, I followed him for a very long time. Ghana Bakosem, I have a very strong recollection of our politics. Me, I don't forget things. He right from the word go, Oya Vice President, he was corrupt. That is why my missing form. That is why on one boss, John Atta Mills, commissioned 3 members, to investigate him. On one, I can send me vice president, or a bad boy, or a corrupt.
Oh, Ankasa.
Oh, okay.
Sir, or a bad boy, or a corrupt.
Yes.
Wow.
Also go investigate him because this man is on Koto aeroplanes, Brazil, no, or no one Canada. It was on the basis that the investigation was launched into his conduct. See, my kata home. Yeah. See, we play around these issues. Some of these dangerous people assume the realms of leadership, then they start misbehaving. Until all say, oh yeah, sir, at the end offer and who John Muhammad at a means who investigation one to us. Investigation after that he continued as government official one.
Baby, I make Kabani say. Not until say court of competent jurisdiction. Ebua will be said wafa we ampa wafa ye boko adu say why no. What do you mean can say the pakron corrupt?
Baby, the court doesn't need to come and say, yeah, chow. Ujiska ansana. Ye jadi say we are corrupt. But we need and the church say we are corrupt. Yes. That's why we have challenged Obia over Ewiasi. Say one single evidence. Say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia corrupt with the Fabra. Baby will be if I want mass cry. We'll send an aircraft to you in mass. Come down and come and tell us and come and give that allegation. Just one allegation, just one. Against Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He's not a vice president. He's not in a position of authority. Say if he wants, he can also be corrupt. He can also be as by heart as John Dramani was when he was in the seat. But he's been careful. Oh, sir.
By heart, why?
Okay.
Let us be so decorous. Why, Martin?
Oh, so subain, subain, and that is why near Yakoto Abamani Biano. So any buying at the same. A bet me the Ghana Jeopardy action and sa. Would he hold it in trust with sincerity between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and John Dramani Mahama? The question posed, Bawumia is clean. John is not. Yeah. One of the last actions John Dramani Mahama took as president was to sign, percentage of Nyinanyini off to his brother.
To a company.
Maybe his brother.
Company.
His brother.
Company.
He owns the company.
But
MPP buyer no. Yes, they be. We don't agree. Say nipa ba ko befa such a percentage home. Until let's leverage it.
And now, Muslim buyer na Muslim dia Japadi aba.
Japadi be any bibia.
Osabukuno.
Nonsense.
How?
Oh, I'm telling you.
Kodia can you remember be reading out to no abem hasn't executed.
Look, there's nothing that has been executed. Nothing.
Books,
I've read about 3 different versions of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
BBC Anomako edit and based on Nkomodie, then they go and edit. Let me give you a very classical example. Your Osafo Mafo Ba ascending the director generalship of SNIT. Yeba Abemu. There was a tussle between Osafo Mafo's son and Dr. Oting Ofori. Okay? Dr. Oting Ofori was then working with the vice president. So it was obvious that he was pushed by the vice president. Then Osafo Mafo's son also was pushed by the very venerable Osafo Mafo. At the end of the day, there was, this agreement. Say, look, the president was quite categoric in this matter. I mean, This is the vice president wanting something. You are my advisor. You are my senior minister. I think that the vice president is ahead. Into Yemfama Dr. Ofori, let your son become the deputy director general. Anytime, because we're looking at the age of Dr. Tinkrao, we knew that at a point in time he would pass the age. Mm-hmm. So it was obvious who was going to accept become the next director general. The guy qualifies. They be.
Ibrahim no qualify.
No. It's a different case.
Okay.
A good year.
Okay.
But we are talking of service. So there are two different scenarios.
Okay.
Two different scenarios. You understand the point? And a lot of the things that have happened, you didn't need rocket science to tell you that GN was going to collapse. No, BBA branches as a tomato shop. GN Bank.
Group Indum.
Yes, Group Indum. No, BBA branches as a tomato shop.
Oh, but he was expanding.
He was not expanding. Look, this country, people do things and yes, so problem problem bar. Now we turn the whole issue up on its head and refuse to deal with the root cause. Look, banking, is a very sensitive area. Who could be a branch, even your operational cost, you cannot recover it. How are you going to sustain the bank? Say, who be a bank? Kwame Nkrumah say, who be a bank? Now, what Jenny say, who be a branch of your political party? Then you are misguided.
At the end of the next say a branch of.
Now, Dr. Indum Ayeni campaign. Most of his branches were his offices.
Okay.
Yes. And I didn't go how do you go and open a branch where there is no economic activity?
But
so your operational cost, how are you going to recover it? We want some emotional blackmail campaign and I just shake my head. Me say on my way kasano. Yes, too much. Yes.
And for your green say banks na mugu no. Now you bet me the 9 billion Ghana cedis. Aye. But most spend at the end of the day more than 20 something million dollars and I'm do collapse no. Yeah, ka say kra nipa fe the minister akoyi sika 700 million say ye fen pia wo sika kodidi.
At the point, we discuss ma enye because that intervention has already been tried. In fact, distinguished speaker series.
Yeah.
Dr. Bawumia, I think last lecture, or predicted said 6 banks were at the verge of collapse. 6. In 2016, at that point, those banks, they were gone. Now, what do you do? Say we are responsible, Abaya. Would you come in? To save the situation, and now na bibia akọ down the drain. This government took the decision. Say, yanko saw the investors, the depositors asini, so that omo share omo investment. Because imagine if 4 million people had lost their investment, the entire banking sector would have collapsed. Because banking sector banking sector, and you have confidence. Say midimisika ekoto banka 10 bia mi here me kwa de be mame. If people lose the confidence or the nisika besha in pass, that is why it was important. So we would do everything possible to save the customers. Say Nkrofo, Ejuma SAE and all that. But don't forget, say these banks did not, just we did not just collapse them. We put them under receivership into one single bank called the Consolidated Bank. In the Ghana, Consolidated Bank is one of the strongest banks in this country. In the Consolidated Bank. So yes, some of the decisions, which are there, but that's the hard bullet you need to bite. America, after the credit crunch, this same thing, so we are no Wells Fargo and some of the banks. Yes.
Yeah. Wells Fargo.
Yes.
Chase Bank.
Chase and Co.
After
the credit crunch,
Bank of New York.
The Bank of New York, Bank of America, where Boache Jakun used to be. Oh, the American government had to take a very strong stance on it. So, but some of these decisions are inevitable. And me, I sympathize with Mia Omo, Ejuma Essay and all that. By the grace of God, say economy His
Excellency John Dramani Mahama say Oba. Sa banks no mugugu no without justification, he will bring them back.
Yet again, that's a very reckless comment from a former president because any woman licenses. A Bank of Ghana and my licenses.
Sir, in consultation with the Bank of Ghana, I resuscitate.
So you can't just make a blanket statement. So I say, the collapsed banks, when I come, I'll restore their licenses. One, most of them had corporate governance issues. I'm sure winning.
Yeah, no.
Corporate governance issue was one of the biggest problems. How they were running the banks.
Because
they became oligarchs. So
we had
Arabian kings in this country.
Yeah, we had a situation. They share the composition of the board of certain banks are defunct now. But just board chairman had nothing
about banking,
about our corporate governance.
Nothing.
Yeah, I know.
So, but wait, you boy, on my phone still for.
But we could restructure it.
And the restructuring is the putting it under receivership was part of the restructuring. Yes, sir. If you go and put money into the same entities, they will come back with the same attitude.
But me, Mr. Question be, a man for say, cost of living.
Yeah.
More a day pie, baby, a area for the big generation at Tuaba. Now, how Kwambe na Momo manifesto e be key Sardian.
Yeah, we kasa at length a far cost of living home. Say no pre cost of living akosoro nyama bu akosoro. Kwa me dike meto fuel. Meto aduane. Me favorite fufu joints ewo kroma hapa o me di fufu pa. So all the ordinary things will be me yebi. Inti minim nia ekoso nyama bo akosoro. And ye de inchichiremu abe ma Ghana for nenti ahokyere no aba nyama bo akosoro. One ebi $1. Say na meka earlier no wa wejetum say we call Israel, this was the situation. Baby anyama bo akosoro. Ghana economy krabeto krabeton ye kranyama
volume of imports no.
Yes. That's we are a commercial economy. We are an economy of commerce. We buy and sell. Inti baby ye to nyama no. Say eba honomo ebo no kosoro a eba so ebo no be kosoro. So ama cost of living no akosoro kakra. We admit to it. But I am also saying that who would you rather trust? Obia in the midst of difficulties, which time COVID by you BND about etria ejumafoka, lies ensure bibia esiso, even in the midst of the global pandemic, about we et me, eso or my way asene. Who would you trust? Say obetimi ayejuma ama how any side or bread aye from Sisian Akofom. John Dramani Mahama when husuna he cannot be the Achenkwa. He cannot be onisa nimdiano onim kwanya obefaso na the reprieve ahonto aye peno or the bebrayin nia meba mpacho mamika we enfa entwatuo nia NDC for riding on and one say Ghana for buofu inti ombeto abama yen. But I want to assure the Ghanaian people ye enfa ebufu enkoto aba yɛmfa ebufuo enkoto aba ɛma mfa ebufuo enkoto aba. I can assure the Ghanaian people that the NPP is far better in terms of managing your money than the NDC. And voting for the NDC, it won't take long before the Ghanaian people will start regretting it. Inti yemma MPP akonya, and I think Makan and Prembebri, this 8 years in, 8 years out, and boa my 8 years na ye de ebufu akoto abatia.
Udi bia 8 years na akono obi so abedi bi.
Enye didie eyesom.
Okay.
Enye didie eyesom. And that's the notion we should begin to let our people understand. Enye didie eyesom.
Mami musa de bi. So utie His Excellency John Dramani Mahama yi a. Also about 3 months no. 3 months e di animu no. Niema bi say economy no. Niema bi say when education near the no. He call for stakeholders meeting. Na experts na ba. Near the agreement for say, okay, yenye ni say. Then we put it into one literature of governance. Near the equanim. It was saying,
Dr. Bawumia said to lead is to solve. Okay. To lead is to solve. Now, who be say we lead? Who nim ni awoye? Microphone be chair senior. Who be no? To lead is to solve. You must come in with an overwhelming understanding of the problem and how to deal with it. I don't take away anything from dialogue. It's good. And Ghana for. We are listening to the Ghanaian people. Inti conversations across with him. Nia can say here. Uko dialogue the same things enombeka and nyama boa kosoro. Adentia ama nyama boa kosoro the same reasons na yebema. But Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the policies to just say me 1 2 3 the abo Ghana for teach you pa airport. Near the problems, most of the problems that faces here airport. Odi nyama ba ebuon ewosoro. Into Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say, let's benchmark it against near Togo. So our import regime, import duty shouldn't be higher than Togo, either the same or less. So the volumes of import in Ghana, and also no ebema nyama buo, akofom. Another thing, there should be predictability as far as import is concerned. Obi ekotok container 40-footer container on say bagana obetua be 20,000 ebedru Ghana say they be 30,000 hadwin nti Dr. Bawumia say all that let's simplify it and bring a very simple regime on our import sector so that there's predictability. Say 20,000 and obetua obedru ha 20,000, and also your port yan charge in cities and not dollars. What I say say matches when you will realize that imports would fall.
Sure.
Imports will come down. And imports bafoma nyama buoso ebe bafom because say you can earlier no you can be bia e wo man ha. And he say nyama buo ekọ from import duty ekọ from pe yet we benchmark it to Togo Diana. Things would come to a very appreciable fall to a very appreciable level. So these are practical solutions. Dr. Bawumia Ediato Akwaimu. John Dramani Mahama has.
But Oba also be demo regime. Afei port no so no be share.
What nia paperless port system. And you see the port, and we have changed the turnaround time. The turnaround time in the port used to be about a week or so. In the Oko port, sometimes even these days within 24 hours, meet Maclear Unyama from port. These days, maximum it will take you is about 2 days or so. Now Maclear Bibia Efrio because of the simplified paperless system. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Eddie Baye. Even with that one, people were fighting against it. What I say, but we need to simplify it more. So one-time destination inspection and all that. So a lot of things will change at the port. And he's very clear about it.
He says, John Dramani Mahama Abeka, under the 24-hour economy, ports. Who said, Bakwa a high port for it? They say, you're about 5 or my pound, bo na niema ekodemorage ne ade ade ye de beba nti wobetimi ayi niema kura na jutu na akọ to ease the stress of clearing your niema.
24-hour policy and it's a new formula 133 is the most senseless policy I've heard.
Oh no, because I know I'm senseless.
Meba, let me explain to you why it is senseless. I didn't know omuntimi emma in chichiremu emfa 24-hour economy. If there's sense in it, they will explain it to you.
My main child, the Oma Bechiremu, ha, minim Omadin Come.
I said, okay, with a
baby to say, Cantamanto. The entire market in a pong, to do the entire market in a pong, Kumasi, the entire market in a pong, 1. Be a lighting system, or 2, security. I buy security officers, I'm for 25,000. Enti anumra no a we ya pon no another batch ebeba be digwa me no me kwa me nsuro because security wo ho me konso na we no apon ko na foforo aba wo musu digwa a wo motonton niema me force amenya me pabo amenya me eno wo ho. Secondly, banks no ebe ye dwuma afei passport office bia me passport de to come next week we na in backlog no so eti we no upon when beba the printing, the processing, and the idea. Last one, the Namusumuntiasi saying night clubs and the idea. One will say, Nipa do baby away depressed, no near the idea. And she said, when Mokwa, me my pong of Jumano, the best favorite Garia, I can go to the night club and then Mr. Pemon. Air condition. If I say obi or shop or repair air condition. Aha. The entire to the shop muno say. And I will be am frame. But under the 24-hour economy no, the shop will be there. Obefa nipa akana ho. Enti so ono akoda kra na there will be another person and I so air condition say ya. Obefa phone afre no me da shiw mu bra. And I do 11, 12, 1. No, baby. No, co. Oh.
Oh, the. Oh, my Jesus, we are be sure we was a one also.
Me say,
because one I did a brozo.
There be you.
A brozo. And this is why it is a very senseless policy. There should be clarity as far as policy is concerned. No ifs and buts. Into a kind of flat rate, everybody understands what a flat rate policy is. No ambiguity. You see, free SHS, everybody understands what free SHS is. You see, paperless portal, everybody understands what a paperless port is. You see, national identification, everybody understands what national identification is. And I'm a boy. 24-hour economy, the Obi Antiasi. Obi say, you can yai or sono any jata. Now you the plane. The Adriani Akoma won. Now Obi say, I said in Ketia, one national chairman, me offer say, the lights, bebo wufum, and I jo now what me, akufum, akodo. Metie Felix Ofosu or say anajo watch na 2 a.m., 3 a.m. na chop bar so juma and so on and so forth. Omanyina different. And now latest even the presidential candidate he's confused. He doesn't have one, definite response, explanation to the 24-hour economy. And nkrofo mo nimdie e dia to NDC for him say 24-hour economy enye policy o enye policy. It is supposed to be the byproduct of how your economy is working or how your system is working. But let me give them some education already. Okay? Health sector, they work 24 hours a day. The security,
but not all
24
of them.
hours. Health sector, all of them. Nurses running shift, doctors running shift, 3 shifts. The morning, afternoon, and the evening. So, already, it's happening. Police for the same thing. Now, Kwame Nkrumah here. Only say we call London, even in America, after midnight, the train system shut down.
12 o'clock.
Yes.
US 12 o'clock.
Yes, even UK.
UK, sir, yeah.
Yeah, the train systems they shut down. The transport system. When you say they shut down.
Yeah, including and I know me free Westminster. Me for cruise now me they call O2. Di me yeah no say me kuta Oyster card no.
Yes.
Ti what is swap here na oko.
No.
Ti o na no and na guy ba ko ka kire me say masa wa anye ntem a. The last cruise na airban. Ever sad my back Westminster back no. We acquire MB.
Yes, and they start working at 5.
But I almost say be a better just start. I'm military. Almost
we call State Department in America by 5. They have closed work.
Yeah. On my phone.
Into court. Obey me a court. Court 3 a.m. Not judge to Eddie.
Any
na court na judge 3 a.m.
I'm so the one say you work cases a court
judge 3 a.m. Odi obi asem
88
so me can't just say senseless it is senseless
tobo 8 o'clock judge ni betrem dia manabo 2 no another judge will come now dia manabo 3 4 5 6 7 8 or dia manabo 8 it ever say ye be hu me one tina ebo 9 another judge will come now will dispense with other cases
so police for beko Instagram 12 and 1 a.m. normal ke yi obi a ye ko
yes
no omodina aba 2 a.m. na judge na abet na 2 a.m. so obi eda no
lawyers will work it chamber no what case in what nsem.
Let's be serious in this country. Let's stop the joke.
What case in what nsem. What sign what other lawyers say okay we no eba so enumere 9
na if you see how he find what he say e because of that
he say a novelty we can start here.
Let's stop the joke. Let's go to something serious. Let's also be as let's stop the joke and let's go to something serious. Kwame Nkrumah is here. Now come can say 24-hour economy it is a way to create new jobs. I don't know. We can have a conversation on it.
Okay, now more.
But you're telling us the existing jobs, would they over be breaking into 3? Are you serious?
Okay, maybe.
Look, the young people in this country, they are looking for opportunities. Me too quite pa. I go around the country all the time, and I meet able-bodied young men and women. Abaywe, the track record of Abaywe, verifiable evidence. We you have the pedigree to verify. NPP has created 2.1 million jobs, but a drop in the ocean. Which are the available workforce in this country as far as young people are concerned? We are about 17 million. Workforce. Out of 17 million, I think just about 8 million thereabouts and engaged. The rest in 80. And also the rate at which we are churning out graduates from the tertiary institutions so akosoro. And she said, we obia how we are going to open up the economy and create new opportunities. Then I'm sorry. We're not joking.
Me swaba me ba be
Danka me pese me mount chechemu kakra kwan Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia
propose. Me say me dey obey. Bold solutions for jobs and business no.
Yes.
Me hume swaba me call commercial break aba. Me ba na me no be ba na fe ya devil into bold solutions for jobs and businesses. Say NDC dey no nya mo dey no kwan be na mo be fa so. Ye mo somra adofo ye ni owura Mustapha Salam Mustapha were national youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party. And AD and common.
OKFM 101.7. OKFM 101.7.